Michigan had 3 first-round picks last night. Not a bad deal if you're a Wolverine fans, but to tell you the truth, I think this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg for where your program is headed under Sherrone Moore. We'll talk about all that right now. Before we do that, if you're a Michigan fan, make sure you're subscribed. If you want more Wolverine content, the best way to let us know that, y'all, is by subscribing to the channel. So appreciate y'all for doing that. So, like I said, you had 3 dudes drafted in the top 15 of last night's first round of the NFL draft. To be real, probably could have been 4 in the first round if Will Johnson stays healthy. I have no reservations as to him and his NFL future. But the bottom line is these dudes that you had drafted at Michigan, they got to Michigan. They weren't just surefire first-round picks. Like all 3 of the guys that you had drafted, from a Kenneth Grant to a Mason Graham to a Colston Loveland, they were all for at least one service in the industry as a recruit, a 3-star. Now, I understand a lot of them. I think maybe all of them were industry 4-stars, but the bottom line is they weren't just layups. They weren't like raw ingredients into your roster, plug and play, great, they're going to be Sunday guys. They got to Michigan, worked their tail off, bought in, got into the development system, and then became what they are going to be here on Sunday. So what I'm trying to say here is this group of guys you had drafted, yes, they were a part of the Jim Harbaugh era, but the Jim Harbaugh era also included Sherrone Moore and what he did on the recruiting trail. The Jim Harbaugh era also now included Sean McGee for a period of time. Sean McGee is a guy who's now back at Michigan as your general manager. And so to have 3 dudes drafted in the top 15 and to still have the developmental apparatus in place, to still have a lot of those pieces, a part of that developmental apparatus in place and the coaching staff in place, makes me feel like this is just kind of the start for Michigan. Because last year, I mean, nobody's signing off on what last year was as a Michigan fan and saying, yeah, that's okay with us. And you still beat Ohio State. You still beat Alabama, and you're going to have a bunch more than just 3 guys drafted here in the duration of the rest of this draft, but 3 guys in the first 15 picks. Like, y'all, I'm telling you, this thing I think is about to really go in a completely different stratosphere for Michigan, because the raw ingredients you got, like I just mentioned, they weren't 5-star ingredients. Y'all, in the future, they are going to be 5-star ingredients. Like Michigan was always a do more with less, recruiting the teens kind of operation year in and year out. Now, though, with how they're going to attack it on the recruiting trail with Sherrone Moore and the financial backing they have when it comes to NIL, the raw ingredients you have now are going to be closer to that 5-star level. You don't believe me? Look at the most recent recruiting class. Top 10 for Michigan. Bryce Underwood, Babaloa. That's just the start of this thing. Because what you have now, I think, at Michigan is the opportunity for the on-field product to bolster even further what you are able to do at the developmental side, plus the backing. All these things are working together to where once Michigan starts winning at a high level yet again, things are really gonna get cooking. Now, I think it's also worth noting the next step for me for Michigan is for them to become kind of a skill player destination. Now, you had J.J. McCarthy in the first round of last year's draft, and Colston Loveland clearly a skill player at the tight end position. But I'm saying, like, what happens when Michigan gets a wide receiver picked in the first round? What happens when you get another quarterback in the first round of the NFL draft? What happens when that kind of becomes a routine thing for Michigan? Because I'm telling you now, with Chip Lindsey as your offensive coordinator, with Bryce Underwood as your quarterback, I think there is all the pieces in place for that to happen. Now, is it next year? Is it in 2 years? I don't know what that looks like. But I'm telling you, for those pieces to be in place and for that to be teed up to happen, people see, hey, I can go play at Michigan and know that I'm going to have a good quarterback and know that I'm probably going to do great numbers as a receiver. Once that happens, and optically that's how you view Michigan, that's where things, I think, start to separate from where Michigan is right now to where they're going to be. Not doing away with the trench warfare you've pretty much built your reputation on, and not being the line of scrimmage attackers you've made your identity to be. But when you're able to attract those high-level wide receivers and continue to attract high-level quarterbacks, at that point, the multiple ways you can beat teams, we say this a lot, that's where Michigan gets scary to me. That's where Michigan becomes a team that you really got to talk about, I mean, as a routine national title contender, which is their expectation in Ann Arbor. Every good golfer's got the driver, man. You don't have to major in it. Doesn't have to be your best part of your game, but every good golfer can go yard. Just like every good football team here in the future of college football that's going to win national championships and be in national title games is going to be able to stretch the field. Not all you have, not all Michigan's going to be doing, but when you have that and you can attract top talent, develop it, all those things, it's about to be It's about to be, I think, very, very real for Michigan here in the future. I think it's also going to just, flywheel all the momentum that they already have on the recruiting trail and where Sherrone Moore is going to take this thing. So there's a lot there, but I'm telling you, last night, great thing for Sherrone Moore. Great thing for the Jim Harbaugh era, but that is, to me at least, just the tip of the iceberg for where Michigan football is headed. Michigan fans, let me know where you think y'all are headed next when you speak to the next face of Michigan football. Cato on the ones and twos, myself, JD PicKell. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We will keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.